Hey, this is Leonard. Now, in today's video, what I'm going to talk about is your shadow self and shadow work. So in order to do this, it's important to discuss the levels of consciousness, and then I'll bring this back around on how this is relevant to your shadow self and doing shadow work. So levels of consciousness, it's important to understand where we are on our emotional journey of spiritual, of emotional development. You know, it's important to understand this, to give us a bit of a context, and also to understand life. You know, there's a big group of personal development that focuses on just being positive and not focusing on the dark side, which is why shadow work is important, because we're understanding that side of things. Now, if you look at life is, you know, why are we here? Are we here to be happy? Well, no, we're not here. We're here to be authentic. We're here to be authentically ourselves, our true selves of, you know, of our potential, like, you know, the most we can be. And that's why we're here, to be authentic. And when you understand this, then you understand in order to do that, then you're going to have to grow. And within growth, there's challenges. And, you know, one way of describing it is, one of my mentors describes it like this: it's like a chessboard. You know, life is like a chessboard, and if you're wearing a blindfold, then you're walking across this chessboard, you're going to step on some of the dark squares of the chessboard. It's inevitable. So, you know, there's no point having this sort of fluffy personal development view on things and just pretend it's not going to happen, because that's not the case. You're going to tread on the dark squares. So, you know, when that happens, then we can always recontextualize things. There's techniques and tools we can use to, you know, to take control of our emotional development and deal with those things when they happen. But we have to understand that those things are going to happen. And, you know, they're there. If we understand this, then we understand that they're there for a reason. They're there to help us be authentically us, to help us be our true self. You know, growth and challenge and development, you know, this is how we grow into our true self, and how we grow into our you know, our potential of being our best self. So when we understand this, then we can understand a bit more about our shadow self, because, you know, there are parts of us, these disowned parts. This is what shadow work is all about. It's about embracing these shadow parts of ourself, embracing that, you know, that there are sides of us, darker sides of us, and we all have them, and that's fine. And this is how we transcend the illusion of duality, by accepting the dark and light sides of ourselves. And by doing that, this is how we embrace it. This is how we raise up our levels of consciousness and emotional development and become our true selves, because we're accepting us on a full spectrum. We're not just disowning these parts and just pretending they're not there. So this is what shadow work is, and this is how you do shadow work, by accepting these darker sides of you, by accepting that these are there. You know, they're parts of us that might be in our subconscious. And, you know, by going through life, by accepting, you know, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be growth, and we can grow into our full self. You know, we can be our authentic self. And this is the process of doing shadow work, of accepting these shadow parts of us. You know, as we go down this personal development journey, then there's, you know, we come to new awarenesses, and sometimes these subconscious patterns that we're running, these subconscious parts of us that we've disowned, they come into the light. And, you know, it's about accepting those. And like I said, and then we can transcend the illusion of duality, and we can start to grow into our full self, accept the challenges of life, and grow through them. And that's what we need to do to become our true self. So I hope you enjoyed this video on shadow work, on your shadow self. And if you want to see more videos on shadow work, then click up here, and I look forward to seeing you on one of the other videos.